That is absolutely insane. We're just spending money left and right and making nothing back. So I'm not too happy about that. You can see our balance on all these train lines is literally in the negative 2, 3, 4, 5 millions. Alright everybody, hello and welcome back to another episode on the Transport Fever 2 campaign with me, Spacefish, and welcome back to our very last mission in the Transport Fever 2 campaign. Welcome back to China, where in the last episode we set up a whole bunch of trains, a whole bunch of lines, and even some new connections and train stations in order to get another one of our first main targets checked off the list. Now, that is all fine and beautiful, but what we will actually have to take care of today is actually getting some public transport going to actually enable the passengers to use our train stations at the very end of the day so that we can go and check off that 200 passengers transported by train goal. And afterwards, surely going to be a lot more missions and side missions to take care of for us. But just quickly, before we start on this, if you're new around here and if you do happen to enjoy this episode, please make sure to smash that subscribe button right down below. That would mean the absolute world to me. We're currently trying to hit 1,000 subscribers and every single person truly does help out a ton. With that out of the way though, let me first things first just speed up things in hopes of already maybe transporting the odd passenger or two. And then we'll just set up some public transport. Now, I think that we will honestly just kind of, given that this is a campaign mission and we don't need to overdo things that much, we're just going to go and get some bus stations going. We're going to have some basic bus lines around the cities. And that should hopefully mostly already satisfy the needs for public transport. So that's basically the way that we're going to get going here in Shanghai. I'm going to connect this the line all the way around the city. Seems like... Nope, all good, all fine. And maybe we can check out what kind of buses there are. Only one. So we'll check that one out once, I suppose. 19 people. Just not much for a big city like Shanghai. Let's get like 6 maybe for a start. And we will go and assign these right here. And check these buses out. Just green buses pretty much. I mean literally like you would know them. Not the most modern ones just yet, but at the end of the day, this is 2010, so maybe there's some others still in the queue that we don't know of yet. One whole passenger already transported by train, isn't it beautiful? With that said though, let's just continue basically. We're going to slap these down as quickly as we can, just kind of across the country. The quicker we get them going at the end of the day, the quicker we will be able to take care of that campaign mission of ours. So, yeah. Oh god, no, I'm not gonna try my hand at this name. This is the one that I feel like I am going to be butchering the most. And if we ever get somebody from China actually viewing this channel, they are absolutely going to hate me for how I spell these names. So we're not going to even try that. We are maybe going to try not to do the same line twice, though. That would be a good start. And then we're just going to go grab some buses, get them on the line, and that is number 2 taken care of. Then we continue right here in Hangzhou, which I hope is at least somewhat accurate at the end of the day. And we will go and get a little bit of a set of connections all around the city going. Connect all these things up. Beautiful. And we will go and actually set up a road depot right here. Like that. Get maybe like 4 buses going. Bit of a bigger city. And that is that one taken care of too. Continuing then, in Suzhou, let's maybe go to triple speed again, because honestly, I mean, we've got 3 sets of public transport already going, so hopefully things are going to speed up a bit here. We are going to go and get another set of bus stops all around the city set up for ourselves here. Connect all those up as per usual. Get another road depot coming. or maybe somewhere where we don't just like destroy buildings, because that's not really going to help our objective. Gonna get 4 buses going around here too. I feel that makes sense. Not the smallest city in the world after all. And then we move on to Wuxi, and look at how much that number is ballooning. Isn't it beautiful? And Wuxi even, it's actually quite nicely connected because the train station is quite in the city center. So maybe we're going to skip that one for now. And we're actually going to go to Nantong. Get some connections all around the city going again. And we will go and build a nice and beautiful line for ourselves here. It's even a new street just popped up right there, I think. So the city is very nicely growing indeed. And we will go and provide a road depot for that one as well. Get like 3 buses going. And there we go. That's already us down to $500 million. We literally spent $500 million on this stuff now, which is honestly quite insane. But at the end of the day, we've got a nice and functioning transportation network now, and hopefully we're going to start making some money off this too.
Transportation between the hubs created is assured. Now it's necessary to hook up the hubs to the local feeder lines. Make the necessary decisions with respect to the preferred means of transportation.
Interesting.
Two
Isn't that what we
options
just
exist
did?
for hooking up to the transportation hubs. Getting there via private vehicle or getting there via public transit.
I mean, I have to be... I really have to say I'm quite intrigued now as to what private vehicles are supposed to be. Because, like, does that mean that all my train stations are just instantly full of people without me needing to build anything? I'm not sure. We've built the buses now anyways, and I mean, I kind of needed to set this up to even get the campaign goal going, so I'm a bit confused at the very least to say the very least that we now only get that challenge. But we'll do public transit. I kind of hope that maybe we're going to instantly complete it.
Well done.
I guess so.
The connection of transportation hubs to local networks is assured.
Interesting. We're never going to know
Now
what
it's
the goals were there.
necessary to channel the growth that was stimulated as a result. Make the necessary decisions with respect to future key facilities. 2 options exist for channeling this growth. Focus on industrial operations or focus on commercial operations.
Okay, so that's an interesting one then. Really intrigued by what were even the goals for the other one. But I just paused the time so we don't lose more money, because as you can see, we just went down by 20 million while she read the goals to us. So we kind of have to be a bit careful here. I don't want to go bankrupt with you guys all too quickly and actually fail this campaign mission, which, you know, this being the last one, we may as well try and complete it successfully without any failures. But we've got focus on industry, focus on business now. Unsure. I mean, focus on industry to me means like transporting goods, which would be an entirely new thing to set up. Focus on business to me feels like moving around people, which we've already set up. So we're going to try that and see if that's the better goal for us.
You've made your decision. The decision calls for supplying suitable goods in the corresponding
I guess
quantity.
not. I guess not. Okay, so this is then going to involve some actual cargo transport trains, which I'm gonna have to make the space for in the train stations after all, but it's fine. We need to deliver 200 units of food, 200 units of tools, 200 units of goods at the end of the day. We do have tools factory, well, one tools factory down here. So this one right here we'll have to keep in mind. We have got food, which our food processing plant is right there, and Hangzhou seems to be the only city kind of acquiring that, so it'll be interesting to get a crossover going there. And then we do have goods, which goods are being required in these 3 cities and produced up there. Seems quite fine. Also, we finally got on a side mission. Let's have her read it to us.
Makes it possible to import and export goods. The option exists to provide one service or another.
So this one right here, it will be, I assume.
You are now in charge of importing goods. This calls for meeting the corresponding targets.
Okay, import 100 goods. So I suppose... I mean, am I going to have to move this stuff by truck? Because, like, how in the world am I otherwise... Like, I'm not going to be able to build, like, a... Oh, okay. The thing is that Shanghai doesn't want goods, and Suzhou is like 2 bajillion kilometers out, so... yeah. Not too happy with that one, to say the least. I guess what we can do is kind of just transport these over to the train station here, and then like having a train go all the way to like Fuji and Suzhou to deliver goods. At the end of the day, I mean, it's not great, but what are we going to do about it, right? Okay, but before we get going on the goods, let us get going on the tools, maybe. I think that's going to be one of the easier connections to make here for us in the end. Hopefully. See just how much we're going to have to spend on it, I guess. We're going to go and build a Terminus Station. We are going to go and make it high speed, and we're going to go and set up 2 tracks. One for each of the cities, of course. Now, that is going to have to be properly connected right here. And then we maybe, first things first, need to make sure to actually expand the train stations adequately to be able to service that. So let's go and get some high-speed tracks laid out here. I know, maybe we don't even need the high-speed tracks. I've got no clue just how quick the carts, like the train carts for the cargo, can go here. So maybe we're totally overbuilding, but we'll find out in just a minute, I guess. Worst case, we're going to save some money on the next train line that we're going to set up for cargo. So that is that. Let us go and actually let's go and maybe check out just how quick they can go before we do waste too much money. Train carts. So we're going to transport tools here, which means boxcar 160 kilometers an hour. I think standard trains were only 120, right? Yeah. So all good here. Makes a lot of sense to get these going. And let us go and grab the left rail. Perfect. Drag that out. We're going to go and make this nice. Could make it a suspension bridge. Oh, cement. I hadn't seen that one before, admittedly. Quite sleek, I guess. But we're going to make it a cable street. No, what is this one called? Suspension bridge. Absolutely beautiful. I like it. You know, why not at the end of the day? Now, the question being, if we can't really go faster than 160 kilometers an hour, may as well get a nice little turn in right there already. And get that connected. Top speed all around for our train. Beautiful. Can very much live with that. I'm quite happy with that. That's going to be our first connection. Now we do need to make sure to, in Shanghai, get another connection going. And this train depot is absolutely in the worst spot possible for this. So we'll see just how we handle that one, I guess. Another interesting revelation. I haven't pulled the passenger platform all the way through here. I was about to delete that one, but I mean, we do kind of need that for that second train track that we're using, so let's more do something like this, and then we'll go and just continue with high-speed tracks with catenary and just slap a cargo platform next to that. Now the question also being, I mean, do we need a cargo building in order to actually deliver the cargo? Because, I mean, at the end of the day, we've got the cargo icon right there, so I mean, maybe we can work with it with only a passenger building and still deliver all the stuff that we want. I'm not sure, admittedly. Thing is, like, a large main building here wouldn't even really properly reach the street, so we could get something going alongside here. Let's just, you know, just in case. Just gonna set things up like that already. And that way, hopefully not run into any issues in the long run. Cool? Cool. So, that's that. Now, the question really being, can we somehow shape this around that train depot? Or I would like to at least stay at, like, 160 kilometers an hour if possible. I guess that works overall, though. Now, if we do this, looks fine to me for speeds. It's all connected through. Let's accept that. And check out those beautiful bridges. Absolutely loving that. Cool. So that is those connected then. Now we kind of need to figure out how to connect both of these to the train depot. I guess this one right here shouldn't be too tough. Literally just going to be that. For the other one... Maybe we... Ooh, God. Maybe we do this. Honestly, we could have at this point probably once more grabbed a new train depot. It's a beautiful meme, isn't it? But hey. If it works, it works. That's fine. We will go and make sure to, like, put some signals here, maybe? Just, you know, so they actually drive out on the train tracks. Kind of a bit worried about that part. And then we can get some lines going. In terms of the delivery, yeah, I mean, we'll need some sort of truck delivery, I'm quite sure. Let's double check here, maybe. I mean, something will get delivered in whatever the city's name is that I don't want to butcher. But it's kind of like, I don't really know about that one. So let's go and get some lines going for this for a start. Get all that connected up. I guess we kind of in this city don't really have a cargo terminal. Let's go and build one, just in case, as previously. I do kind of feel that we don't need it. But you know, we're already at it, we may as well just slap one there. And make sure that we don't encounter any further problems in the future, hopefully. So, that's that. Let us go and start getting some trains going. We're going to start with the outer line, which I think is line 18. So that the train can actually pass through here, and then we'll go and get the second one going. So, in terms of this then, we can go up to 160 kilometers an hour with this. So, literally going to grab that one for both, I guess. And, like a few boxcars. To be honest, at the end of the day, this is quite expensive and we don't have that much money. And we literally only need to deliver like 200 units. So we could also go for something a little cheaper like that. Let's go for that diesel locomotive. And I know now we kind of wasted some money on the train, on the railway, but I'd rather waste money like that than now spend like 10-12 mil where I don't really need to in the end, I guess. So we're gonna do that. Should be fine-ish, I hope. Line 18 for you. Line 19 for him. Let's go and get that going. Get them out of there. See that everything's running about fine. As you can see, it is. They're going to get going, and we're going to be happy ever after. So that's the first part set up with the tools. Now, then we have food, which is kind of interesting. And then we've got goods. In terms of the food, we can't really get a tunnel going here. The alternative being, and hear me out here, because I know it's ridiculous. We've already done a bit of a ridiculous thing there once. The alternative being planes. I think we're just going to go the inefficient but quick way. Anything else here, I feel like it's going to be an immense struggle. Even just getting the railway going there and then kind of just like so much railway already going on here. Like actually getting that to the right spot would be quite the pain. And I mean, driving all across the countryside with trucks, I think in the end is also not really an option. So we'll do cargo airplanes. Not too many, but some, and we will hope that that somehow somewhat works out for us at the end of the day, and that is a heck of a lot of landscaping cost. Jesus Christ. Let's find some spot a little cheaper for ourselves, shall we? Right, that already covers a bit, and the rest, you know, we'll take care of when we get there. So, let's go here. Buy some vehicles. Apparently this is literally the only option that we have, but it does transport food. So let's grab 4, and we'll also probably require a bit of a line here. So let's get that going too, and we'll literally just send them out there. Beautiful. Now, the other topic would be to actually deliver some of this stuff in the cities that the trains drive to, because as we had previously somewhat established, the train stations and also that airport right there are not really in range of some parts of the city that require these goods. So let's go and make a little truck unload stop here. We'll have a little truck station going. And then we'll kind of go and build some delivery lines like right there. Doesn't need to be like crazy much in terms of capacity in the end, I feel. I think if we do like 2, they should be very well able to cope with it. Because at the end of the day, the frequency of the train lines that we've now set up, quite inefficiently as well, I must say, isn't too high. So something like that should be good. We're going to do the same in Shanghai. Which means, at the end of the day, we can set something up like right here. It's going to be useful anyways, because we can reuse this truck depot also for the goods part then, for the other cities. So we'll set that up like right here. I know it doesn't look great, but it's fine. I think we can work with it, and I mean, for this one, we definitely need some unload stops, because nothing of that was in range of the actual train station. So I'm gonna go create that, and we are going to go and get like a few more trucks going here, maybe like 4, and send them on their merry way. So this we will set up in a second. Actually, did we have anything else? Yes, we'll take care of the food up here first. So let's go make another truck station right here next to the airport, and we will go and get an unload stop going like right here, smack bang in the middle of all the demand. Maybe not smack bang in the middle of that bus station, but smack bang in the middle of the demand at least. Gonna go get a little line going here as previously, and luckily we already beautifully have a road depot standing around here, so we'll go and get that going. We'll literally grab like 2 trucks. This is not going to be very high frequency at all. I will get that going. Now, I do have to say, I'm a bit worried in terms of food, because we literally only have 1 city that requires it. And that city is probably going to take about 10 bajillion years in order to actually get all the demand going for 200 units of food. On top of that, we don't really have that many airplanes going, so I would like to get things going just to kind of see where we're standing in terms of like how well we are catering to the demands. These things are also only producing 100. I didn't even see that. That is so freaking low. I mean, they do have the potential to level up, admittedly, so that's something, but oh, Jesus Christ, at the end of the day, like, this is going to take absolute ages. On top of that, doesn't really help. Most of these things are just flying empty. Also, oh no, now it's stacking up. Okay, yeah, that's going to take absolute years, I can already tell you that. So, maybe a good thing if we already get that kind of stuff going. Now, in terms of this, though, we will somewhat require... Oh, God. Oh, no. We can't really get a train going to, like, Suzhou or Fuji or anything that... Well, I mean, we could get a train going to Nantong to deliver goods. I think we're going to get a train going to Nantong for the goods from this island then, because, well, you know, it's literally the only city we can reach without, like, crossing over the train lines 50 bajillion times, so it's going to be the way to go for us, I suppose. Beautiful. And, Jesus Christ, is this laggy? Let's get that part going. God. I was really worried I was going to mess things up there. Yeah, and then I guess, I don't know, the rest of the cities. We may just supply from the other goods factory if necessary. At the end of the day, stuff like the food will take absolute ages anyway, so maybe we won't even have to push goods too hard, given that we've got multiple cities kind of requiring that anyway, so let's see on that part. This stuff here, I mean, we'll literally just go parallel to Nantong all the way and hope that at the end of the day we also have some spot where we can connect this kind of stuff. Bridge-wise, is that all fine? Where were we at 155 here? I guess because the curve is coming. It's just going to slow us down. It's fine. We don't need that much speed anyway. So that gets pulled all the way through right there. And, Yeah, I mean, in general, it looks fine to me. Let us, though. Oh, no, it doesn't. I guess we're going to delete some of the city. RIP city. It is what it is. I'm sorry. Didn't really know that I had to... Excuse me? Apparently I'm not allowed and I need to separately destroy these buildings, which I'm not a huge fan of, but you know, I guess that's the way that we do things. So let's quickly pause this. Oh god, I just deleted an entire street. Whoopsies. Sorry. Didn't want to do that. It's like when somebody misplans something and suddenly the construction company just tears down a building of a totally unsuspecting person. I was like, oh, sorry there. Didn't mean to tear down your entire house like that, but you know. Oh god, okay. Anyways, moving on. We will go and get a small cargo building slapped on right here too. Ideally one that actually connects to the street. And then we can finally actually go and connect that railway all the way through. Now that's one hell of an expensive railway for one hell of an unprofitable operation. But you know, we gotta finish off the quest. We're down to 355 million. That is absolutely insane. We're just spending money left and right and making nothing back. So I'm not too happy about that. You can see our balance on all these train lines is literally in the negative 2, 3, 4, 5 millions. So fingers crossed that we can maybe hopefully fix that a little better. Which also would maybe require us stocking up a bit on people. Well, on the public transport here, because evidently the rate on the public transport is way lower than what we have got going on here in terms of trains. But that, I would say, is something for us to take care of in the next episode. I think we will definitely go and push public transport so we can actually try and make some money instead of lose money on our passenger transport lines. And then we'll get that good stuff going. We just need to buy a train at this point, and we need to go and actually get a line set up from this little harbour island out here to the Shanghai port, so we can go and move some goods over to Nantong. The rest, if we need anything, we'll just go and grab up here from the Suzhou goods factory. So that's the plan right there. That's where we will continue in the next episode. For today, I'm going to end it off right here. I hope you all very much enjoyed the episode. As usual, if you did, please make sure to smash that like button right down below for the YouTube algorithm. And if you're new around here and haven't done so just yet, also please consider subscribing right down below, as well as hitting that bell icon in order to stay up to date on all the future upcoming episodes. But with all that out of the way, as always, thanks so much for watching, and I hope I'll catch you in the next one very soon. Ciao.